Back on HQ, Joe Musso alongside Brian Campbell on a night where the always coveted title of heavyweight champion of the world was up for grabs. Well, at least one of them, BC. In today's increasingly fractured boxing landscape, few things come clear, but certain truths, they remain. The meeting of two heavyweight contemporaries, always timeless.
A modern boxing classic.
Fury proved to be the better boxer in the third here on Saturday night. As for the winning tickets at the wagering window, Fury on the money line was minus 280. Fury by knockout specifically, minus 110. Brian Campbell gave you Fury by knockout all week. You watch, you wager, and you win. Here's how things look by the numbers in this bout. All signs pointing to a Fury victory despite a knockout there in the 11th. BC, did these numbers match your scorecard?
Yeah, look, I scored 2 rounds for Deontay Wilder. Overwhelmingly, I had Fury up at the time of the stoppage. Fury was up on all 3 scorecards, though much closer, just 4, 3, and 2 points respectively. But what he did was just like the rematch, took it out of the judge's hands.
That's right, no doubt to be left by Tyson Fury, who wins by knockout. All right, let's break this thing down with the best in the business, the king of swing, Brian Campbell. BC, really don't want to overstate what we just saw, but really don't want to understate it either. An all-timer, if you will, between two heavyweights. We got what we came for and then some.
Look, this is what you want from the heavyweight division. The unpredictability, the fact that the fight, the momentum can change with one punch at any time. Why is heavyweight boxing the gateway drug for casual fans for moments like this? 6'9" versus 6'7". They talk a big game. They promise so much. They lived up to it in the ring. Deontay Wilder may have lost for the second time to Fury. 3 if you count that contested first fight. But he showed all-time great championship will. You remember him firing his assistant trainer, Mark Breland, for throwing in the towel in the second fight. We thought maybe that was preposterous. He fought with an incredible will and made Tyson Fury earn it. But the key to this one, Joe, was that Fury did not try to outbox him. Like the second fight, he outfought him. And the key adjustment you saw Tyson Fury make after getting dropped twice in round 4 was fighting a big man style. What do I mean by that? He's 6'9", he's got almost a 40-pound weight advantage, a 2-inch reach and height advantage, and he mauled and laid all over Deontay Wilder, and what that did was tug at the former champion's gas tank. If you've got a bigger man laying on you on the ropes and mauling you on the inside and you do nothing to get him off of you, it's going to be a long night for you.
It seemed like every time that Wilder got to that brink of, is the towel coming again, he lands a flurry of punches. He gets back into it with a power punch that appeared to wobble the Gypsy King as well. We do have to talk about that 4th round. Fury getting dropped twice in that round. Deontay Wilder's got to be standing there thinking, and I'm sure not in the moment, but in the back of his head, what I did in round 12 of the first fight, what I did here in round 4 of this trilogy bout, what do I have to do to put this man out? That's really got to break the will at a certain point.
It does, because this shows the incredible toughness of a Tyson Fury. He calls himself a fighting man, comes from a lineage of bare-knuckle champions, the Gypsy Traveler heritage that he's so proud of as the self-proclaimed Gypsy King. But he not only showed a great will and chin, but if you watch those 2 knockdowns, he wasn't out of it. His eyes were clear. He was alert of what's going on. And that's because Tyson Fury is always moving, showing feints, moving his head, sliding out of the way of the punches. He may have got hit clean enough to get dropped, but he never lost himself, his focus, where he was in this fight. And that's when he made that adjustment I talk about of being the bigger man, leaning all over his opponent. Wilder can get you out of there at any time, but because of his somewhat rudimentary skills, Joe, he needs distance to really extend those arms and land those punches. When Fury closed that distance and suffocated him, that's when you saw, I don't want to say the inexperience, because Wilder's been a champion and he's had plenty of defenses, but he doesn't have that same foundational background and technique. He didn't really know what to do when somebody was testing the rule book, mauling all over him. You saw referee Russell Mora, the smaller man between the 2 giants, had a long night trying to separate those.
Yeah, it was all you could ask for, as we said here, in this battle of 2 giants, and both of these men walking out of the ring under their own power. Another thing that we're always happy to see, almost a supernatural type will by Deontay Wilder to move forward after getting dropped as well. What you saw out of him here in the second fight and then again in the third, what does that say about this fighter? Obviously, he's walking out of here with his head held high and a hand in the air because he did accomplish something here. He does not walk away the heavyweight champion of the world, but what did Deontay Wilder accomplish here on Saturday night?
He accomplished a lot in defeat. I don't know, you can call it a moral victory, you can call it what you want, but the way Deontay Wilder lost that second fight, a stoppage, the towel thrown in, and the excuses, the conspiratorial accusations that he made afterwards, let's be fair, it tarnished his reputation. This was the first loss of his career, and he had 18 months to deal with it. I'm sorry, 20 months. Let me get it right. 20 months between the second and third fights to deal with it, to change his camp, to change his outlook. And here's what you got to give him credit for. He was the one who came out with the game plan, jabbing to the body, really looking to try to wear Fury down. I thought not only did Wilder make great adjustments, but once this stopped being a boxing match and became more of a fight, he never backed down. He never stopped. Even after getting knocked what appeared to be cold by a right hand in round 11, after referee Russell Moore waves it out, you saw Wilder coming back to life and trying to stand up once more. I don't know where he goes from here at age 35. You could argue you may never see him again, but this was an all-time great performance in defeat. He put everything he had into this rivalry, everything he had in that ring, and he was willing to pour it out to try to win that one back.
We are not sure where Deontay Wilder will head from here. We have an idea of where Tyson Fury is headed as this three-dimensional chess heavyweight unification tries to come to fruition here. What is next for the Gypsy King?
Yeah, he's going to have a mandatory fight that I think he will end up taking against Dillian White, who is a top-rated heavyweight boxer. He's really the guy on the outside looking in the title picture. Could we see that in early 2022? Yes, we could, because here's Tyson Fury's goal. Become the first four-belt undisputed champion of this modern era in the heavyweight division. One name, one face, one division, one guy, okay? How does he do that? He's got to wait for a rematch. Anthony Joshua, lost his 3 titles against Alexander Usyk 2 weeks ago by upset. They're expected to have a rematch in early 2022. Does Fury look to stay busy, maybe get that mandatory against White out of the way, which, oh, by the way, would be a big fight unto itself? Could next year be the year, finally? We got one face on top of this division. Boxing will break your heart, Joe. I'll make no guarantees here, but Fury is on the road toward trying to achieve his goals. And one thing you could say about this Renaissance era, I think we know right now who the best heavyweight is. I think we knew coming in. Fury proved it again tonight.
No doubt in his mind, no doubt in my mind. And when it does come to pass, he'll be in the building breaking it all down. Our guy, Brian Campbell. Thank you, BC. And don't forget, there's only one place to be for all your combat needs. That's with our guys on the Morning Combat. Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell break down all the latest news and notes from the world of combat sports, whether it's in the ring, the octagon, or elsewhere. Our guys got you covered each and every day. Download, subscribe, and enjoy the Morning Combat.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.